I'm joined today by Darlene Lanceley of the Saskatoon Tribal Council, and we're talking about the First Nations Urban Navigator project that I've just recently heard about, and it's a wonderful opportunity that I think will be a win-win-win for Saskatoon and area. Darlene, thank you for coming on the program today.
Thank you, Randy, for inviting me. It's a
I
pleasure to be here.
I want to know a little bit more about maybe you first and then the project and get into some background about the Tribal Council itself. But who is Darlene and how did she come to be in this role?
I'm actually originally I'm a band member of Mistawassa's First Nation, and I've been actually residing in the city for quite some time. And this opportunity came up, and I found it very exciting to apply for this and to be an employer support consultant, because to me it's a piece that's been missing. And I thought that this would be an incredible project to get involved in, and that's why I applied and was successful in getting the job.
I think it was a perfect choice because we connected initially through another committee meeting, and I had heard some things about this, and at the press conference that Chief Thomas had announced, the funding from the province is what I understand. It's a good opportunity for people who are transitioning from rural to urban life here, and some jobs. But maybe start with the Tribal Council. What can you tell us about the Tribal Council and how that's made up?
Saskatoon Tribal Council represents 7 bands: Kiniston, Yellow Quill, Muscadet, Muskeg, Mistawassas, One Arrow, and Whitecap, and has been servicing the city for the last 33 years. The Saskatoon Tribal Council wants to improve the quality of life for First Nations living both on and off reserve through partnerships with community organizations and industry. Those opportunities that they have been able to create have been in areas of health, social, economic development, programs in education, and as well as community financial institutions. So all around, they've been involved with many things to improve the quality of life for First Nations people living on and off reserve.
Within those 7 bands, I guess, is what you're talking about, living both in Saskatoon and at their home reserves, right? So when we talk about those partnerships, I think that's one of the intriguing things here is that in Saskatchewan, we tend to have a help each other kind of attitude, and I think this is kind of coming to light here. When we talk about the Urban Navigator program and the project itself, tell us specifically about that.
The Urban Navigator program itself is set up to assist people who are wanting to relocate or are in the process of relocating to the city of Saskatoon. And when they are coming here, there's hurdles that they may encounter along the way, such as housing, childcare, transportation. And part of the Urban Navigator is to assist those new people with those barriers so that they're going to be ready for work. So transportation, housing, if they needed tickets or something else along that lines, the Urban Navigator would be helping that employee be ready so that employees can be ready to be able to start working right away.
So is this where you come in the role in the Tribal Council in terms of if you know someone is transitioning from reserves to Saskatoon and urban life, would they contact your office first, or what would you tell them to do?
There's actually 2 parts to the Urban Navigator project rather. We have urban navigators who will be working with the clients specifically, the employees specifically. And my job as the employer support consultant would be working with the small and medium businesses specifically. So we've got where the employees are being looked after and the employers are being looked after. And so it's in there, as well as looking at the assistance from Saskatoon Tribal Council Employment and Training Services, which is another umbrella of where we have other supports. So, for example, if somebody would need work boots, we can get those. But part of the Urban Navigator job itself is to do assessment tools, put together action plans, and really act as a mentor to that employee, so to make sure that they're going to have sustainable long-term employment.
I think that's something that's taken for granted when someone moves and relocates to another center. Where do they go, and where are the key indicators for transportation and childcare, like you mentioned. So who would your clientele be? Are they middle-aged? Are they students? University?
Really, they are any First Nations person. They don't have to be band members of Saskatoon Tribal Council.
Okay.
Saskatoon Tribal Council Urban Office, as an urban, we service anybody who's First Nation and who would then be wanting to reside in Saskatoon. So they could be from, for example, from Kisakus First Nation or from Lac La Ronge First Nation. They don't necessarily have to be from Saskatoon Tribal Council band memberships, but they are First Nations people who are wanting to relocate here in the city.
And when we look at that link, I think, is what you're building between having them come to the city and network with the business community. What sizes of businesses and what industries are you looking at to try and manage where they can find work?
Well, in this job, I've actually been able to, the exciting part about this job is I actually learned a lot about businesses that I had no idea about. And I did not understand. We really have that opportunity to look at the diversity that we have from anywhere from arts to automotive to high-tech stuff, you know, and taking a look at all these businesses that we have in our city surprised me, and in a good way. And then taking a look at the business associations and having to see what they were undertaking also is new to me. But again, the structure is there, and taking a look at all those opportunities. Like, to me, there's nothing but opportunities. And that's what I see as opportunities. But what we've never had is that engagement part of where somebody said, here, let's try this conversation, let's try this engagement. And as an employer, they've never really been talked to. People don't really talk to them. So this is an opportunity for employers to say, hey, right now, maybe I'm only looking for somebody part-time. Maybe I can make that into a full-time position. Or maybe right now I'm too small. But hey, I have 15 hours for somebody that's casual. Those kinds of conversations that haven't taken place yet, of being able to assist them. And part of with small businesses and medium businesses, they don't always have a person there to assist in, say, recruitment, retention strategies and practices. That's something that I can do. Sometimes we have misunderstandings between situations, and I can be providing that sort of on-site cultural knowledge for both the employers and the employees to, again, strengthen and foster better working relationships so that people have a better understanding. It's not just First Nations culture. Culture is culture. Sometimes people just don't understand one another's culture, and so again, it's that opportunity. Also to provide small and medium businesses with anything that they're going to need. So for example, if they're looking at summer student employment, we could be doing that. But more importantly, it would be more like work experience. We can be helping them with that. So again, to assist whatever the employer is going to need. Because again, a lot of times they don't have that individual in HR or that individual to be doing that. So that's what we'd be doing and helping them and creating a strong workforce for them.
So as a small business owner, for example, what I would be doing is contacting the Tribal Council or yourself and then telling you, just like you said, my needs of 20 to 25 hours a week or even full-time opportunities. And then you would find someone suitable or help me do that as a business owner within your network of people who've applied. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we would work together. I mean, like in terms like, maybe I would give you, say, 3 names, and you'd say, okay, Darlene, I interviewed these 3, and this is somebody I've picked, and we can start that dialogue and making sure that on both sides it's going to be successful so that, I'm there to assist the employer as well. It's not just one-sided, in terms of that, to make sure that we have a good sounding relationship. And for many people, that would be a new conversation of entertaining that from a First Nations viewpoint, I would think.
I think it's a huge untapped potential that's waiting out there, that just what you're trying to do is to build that network and help that unemployment number come down and become a little more engaged with the community. Where do you see the project based, or where is it housed, or how would we get a hold of you?
The project is actually housed at Saskatoon Tribal Council office on 7th Street, 2010 7th Street, at the former Scion School. The phone number is 306-659-2500. So somebody, if they were looking for the employer support consultant, could phone and ask. Or if there's somebody there that would want to be wanting to relocate to the city, that's where the Urban Navigators are also located.
And small and medium businesses, if they're needing that linkage to that employment labor pool that is out there, you're more like an HR link for them and a bridge for your representatives who are looking for work to make that connection to a network of people that may not know about you yet.
That's right.
Right? Where would we see this this program a year from now? If we were to invite you back, what would you like to say to us at that time?
If you could invite me back, I'd like to be able to share with you all the champion employers that have believed in this project in the city of Saskatoon. Right now, I know they're out there. I just haven't had an opportunity to meet them, and I know they're there. And again, I'd like to be able to share with you. We did find these champion employers, and here they are, and here's where the project is, and here's how many people we've gotten involved to have sustainable long-term employment. Because at the end of the day, that's something that we all want. We all want to be working, we all want to be thriving, and we all want a good quality of life. This project is going to do that for everybody.
And here we go. Thank you very much for taking time out, Darlene. We really appreciate that for all of your work that you've gone into developing this along with Chief Thomas and the rest of the Tribal Council. We'll be right back.